Hey folks, what's up? Welcome back to another Pawn Masters video, and today we have the Mass Rail and Incineroar banner dropping, which as usual I will be summoning when that drops, which by the way, it's Mass Rail, it's not Kukui, we don't know if it's we don't know, not Kukui by the way, so you guys can't woo me when we summon on that, so that makes me feel very good. So yeah. Let's talk about the unit. So this it's interesting. It's a very fun unit, right? It's not like the best thing in the world, but it's definitely fun. But like with all the other Alolan units that we've talked about earlier, right? Because again, we've got 4 new Alolan units coming out this month. In terms of if you should summon on that, it's generally the same, right? Generally same opinion. Even though like Kiawe is really great, right? All these units like even Lana, like they could be used for some stuff, right? But in general, again, Groudon Kyogre banners are still up. Anniversary coming in 2 months. You know, if you're a free to play player, you probably would want to start saving for Anniversary. If you spend money on this game, then do what you want. I don't just go summon on everything, I guess, if you have the money. But again, if you're free, you probably should start saving for Anniversary, or if you don't care about Anniversary, actually at least summer maybe, right? So this is definitely not a banner that if you're again free to play you should really spend gems on. But obviously I can't stop you if you really like the character, which we don't know who's behind the mask, and Incineroar, right? Or Incineroar. So anyways, let's talk about the Sync pair. So it's a tech unit, and its main job, honestly, Sync Nuker. Main job is Sync Nuker. It does a lot of damage on Sync, because on your Sync move you have the built-in inertia, which by the way, like all the techs are, they're separate multiplier, and then you have dominated Sync over here, which gives an extra 50% when the opponent's attack is lowered, which you lower it by this, or mainly I guess this passive lowers the target's attack or defense or both when the user's move targeting an opponent is successful. On top of you get free -1 on Terrify as well. So you have multiple ways of debuffing the opponent's attack here to get that dominating Sync. As for some other things, there's also more Sync move multiplier as well, one more in the grid, so we'll talk about that in a bit. So as for the basic stuff, right, HP is not bad honestly for Striker. The defense, oh no, well, it's not Striker's tech, but yeah, HP's okay for a damage dealer. HP's not bad. Defenses are fine. They're not anything crazy. Again, it's not a tank, so like, my standards on non-tank units in terms of their HP, defenses are not very high. Attack 352, not bad, I guess. Yeah, not bad. Speed is very bad. 155 speed is very bad. I mean, what's up with? I know Alolan Pokemon generally pretty slow, but like, damn, they're really slow. So in terms of the moves, you got Brutal Swing, which is a 2-gauge AOE move. You're not going to use it for anything other than like maybe triggering like an AOE Dishearten 9, which you could do, but I'm not really interested in that personally. You got X attack over here, +2 attack. Everyone knows what that does. Darkless Lariat, which is honestly pretty bad. Kind of got shafted in this game because the thing is, the description, or not the description, the effect ignores the target's raised stats when attacking with this move is basically useless. It's useless in 95% of battles, because in this game you could very easily get crit, right? And obviously crit ignores the opponent's defenses, raised, defense stats, right? So if opponent has +6 defense, you crit, nothing happens, right? With the defense, you crit right through the defense buffs. And again, very easy to get +3 crit in this game, which +3 crit, 100% crit, right? 100% chance crit. So very useless passive that screws over the BP. Because usually, if there's some secondary passives on the move that benefits the move or benefits the user in some way, or has some positive effect, I guess, let's not say benefit, has some positive effects, it lowers your BP. If it has some negative effects, it increases your BP, right? So stuff like lower accuracy increases your BP, stuff like restraining yourself for some reason. increases BP a lot, even though it's not like that big of a deal. And stuff like, has a small chance to burn, decreases it, or raises your speed, decreases it, all that stuff, right? So yeah, I got a bit of a slight chaff there. The only place where it would be useful is if you're fighting someone that has vigilance / crit shield at the same time. It also has defense buffs like X defense or X defense all, which that's the only situation where like the effect is like useful, which again, very extremely rare, right? I mean, there are units that have vigilance, there are units that put up crit shields, but again, you need crit shields plus the opponent to have like defense buffs to make it useful, so not really useful of a move, unfortunately. So let's talk about what it has in the grid. So we got quite a few things. You have a lot of things on the square. Like, if you like look at the grid for the first time, it's like there's things everywhere, right? So many multipliers. Insult to injury, that's one multiplier. Ramming speed, that's another multiplier, right? It's all 30 at max, 30% multipliers, right? You got power posture, another 30% multiplier, and then you got bob and weave, another 30% multiplier. So we got the 4 30% multiplier. Obviously, you don't want to pick them all up. Can you even pick them all up? Okay, you can, but you don't want to do that because that's really bad, right? Yeah, you have a lot of multipliers for normal moves. Then you have pecking order over here, which is another 2 times multiplier for a sync move, which you should definitely pick up, right? In my opinion, much better as a sync nuker than like a DPS unit, because despite having like 4 multipliers, his damage is not very good. And again, generally you don't want to pick up 4 multipliers because there's other things you want to pick up, right? First of all, move gauge refresh 4 on Darkest Lair for a unit that has 150, well, at base 155 speed, a 50% chance to get 1 gauge back after you use your main damaging move. In my opinion, really useful, right? And then on top of again having pecking order is just really great because he does a lot of damage on his sync nuke, he also has some other stuff. Shifty Striker, increase evasion for bob and weave, but again, in my opinion, bob and weave not that great. Ridicure, when you dodge you could heal. Push and also don't care. Raises evasion when the opponent attacks. Attack move targeting this move use like this. All evasion stuff, which you should probably ignore, honestly. Oh, did I mention the trainer move? The trainer move raises evasion, drastically raises speed of all allied sync pairs. So that is really nice, right? Because again, really low speed, so that helps. Move gauge refresh here helps, right? So even though like his speed is really low, if you run if you build a team comp rep, it shouldn't be that big of a deal. So yeah, nothing over here in my opinion. Bottom right side is really worth picking up at all. And ramming speed is obviously your best multiplier here because you max out your speed by yourself really easily. Insult to injury is probably a good one as well because you always passively have a chance, at least 66% chance of debuffing the opponents, or technically 67 if you want to, right? To debuff the opponent's defenses, and on top of debuff, having the chance, debuffing defense is always great. Power posture maybe not as much, right? So like you probably would just pecking order, insult to injury, ramming speed, maybe like move gauge refresh, right? So also power reserve 5, which is a 50% multiplier, but it's very bad, so don't do it. Demoralize 2, sharply lowers attack of all opposing sync pairs after using sync move. Some cases you could use that, I guess. Then Terrify 1 again, so got another Terrify. Only for 5 energy though, so like maybe that's, I don't know, they're both 5 energy. But that one's like after you sync. And like the thing about, you generally want to, debuff them before you sync. Unless you're using like an EX support, sync with the EX support first and wait for your turn to like slowly debuff the. But you still need to sync for this though, so I don't know. Yeah, it's not that big of a deal. Anyways, so yeah, I almost called him something that I shouldn't have called. Masrael over here. Interesting unit, does a lot of fun things. Definitely very fun, I'd say. Isn't not like the biggest deal in the world again, right? If you don't summon for him, which again I would probably suggest not to. Even though again, it's a fine unit, right? Nothing really wrong about it, right? You do have to, construct your teams in certain ways to A, solve the speed issue, B, work with his multipliers, right? All that stuff, but it's fine, I guess. It's fine unit. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. He's fine. If you get him in the future, good for you. At the moment, probably spend your gems on something better, or more important. Unless again you like Kukui. I mean Master Royale. I almost hit it before as well. Master Royale. It was definitely not Kukui, by the way. And Incineroar. Or save your gems for, again, anniversary. So anyways, however, I will be summoning on it. So check it out tonight. See if we could continue the Alolan Luck. Which, by the way, speaking of Alolan Luck, we will be... I went out today. And I tried looking for the frogs. And I will be uploading that video soon. After this one. In approximately 3 hours. After this video uploads, so stay tuned for that as well. Got the frog video. All right. So anyways, have fun, folks, and I'll again see you guys in the next one.